If you guys have not seen this video yet, Brian Shaw just put out a video where he was sparring with Eddie Hall as well as doing some arm wrestling specific training, and I just wanted to take a look at this footage and do a little review specifically of the one somewhat legit practice pull that they had. Now, the very first thing I noticed is right here in the beginning that both guys have a really deep grip. So this is something that whenever you have the strap in between the thumbs, currently there's hardly any distance, maybe no distance in between both these guys' thumbs. Whenever you have a strap, there's going to be at least 1 inch or so of distance between the thumbs, so you can see that Brian's hand is extremely far past Eddie's. There's a lot of depth in his grip. And especially when he closes his hand, right here, you can see the lower part of his pinky, the pinky pad area is super far past Eddie's hand. So this is going to make Brian's cupping a lot more effective, his supination and ability to set the hook in this match a lot more effective. And it seems like in the past, Brian's kind of been going for a high hook move. And right off the go, we see Eddie initiating with a dragging back pressure, but also he's keeping his riser engaged, kind of an open top roll. And I actually like this move quite a bit from Eddie. For someone who obviously doesn't compete in arm wrestling, for much more of a beginner move, I actually really like this. This move would be far more effective in straps though. And we see the issue is that Brian is still able to attack Eddie's fingers. Brian really is holding on to Eddie more so than Eddie is holding on to Brian from the looks of it. However, Eddie still has to hold on because we're out of straps. Brian tries to come forward, kind of initiate a hook here, and it looks like he can't quite do this. It looks like Eddie's bicep, his elbow flexor, is holding as he's at the back of the pad, and this is going to be difficult for Brian to cup Eddie in from here. And so he decides to roll back out, and this is what gives Brian a lot of access. As soon as Eddie feels him rolling back out, he's going to start trying to contain with his fingers much more so, and that's not going to work out well for him because he's outside of straps. Normally, you would do this move inside of straps and you would just rely on that lower strap connection, but Eddie can't do that at the moment. Even when Brian is finally able to turn the match more into a hook, he's still having a little bit of trouble getting through Eddie's bicep. This is kind of an awkward angle, and he ends up kind of going back and forth between a more pressing inside move and an outside move. It also looks like once Brian gets into the hook, he might just be messing around a little bit here. I don't know that he's actually trying to finish the match from this point. But Eddie tries to come forward. This is a pretty dangerous position right here. This is about a 90-degree angle between Eddie's upper arm and his lower arm. This is pretty dangerous, especially this position. He's even more separated, and he was bringing his shoulder forward as that's happening. And then Brian gets the pin, kind of in an outside lane while maintaining wrist flexion. And Eddie says that he may have hurt a little something in his elbow there, which makes sense. But anyway, obviously both of these guys are not super technically proficient, but I just love that they're having fun doing this. They're getting exposure to the sport, and I think that this is great. I hope that we get to see Brian have a match at some point in the next year or two. Who knows, maybe even an Eddie Hall versus Brian Shaw match is going to be something that will happen in the future. The only thing I would say is I wish these guys would commit a little bit more to an outside move and inside of straps. I know it would probably be super tempting to want to hold on outside of straps if you have world record grip strength, but I still think that their move would be more effective if they were just to go ahead and slip and go to the straps and allow that strap to hold on for them. But overall, like I said, I just love that these guys are having fun and that they're interested in getting better at arm wrestling.